I didn't see that coming.
Song is from
I
the
love that
60s.
song. I know, right?
Recommend that song. Here to take us up and away with a DIY hot air balloon that will elevate your next photo up to a whole new level, literally. Because our very own Mark, everything you do is always to a whole new level,
stuff.
Mark.
What is wrong with me? I think
love it.
I love to create images. I mean, a lot of times I get in a discussion with my wife, Julie. She's like, just take a picture. I'm like, no. We create images.
No, you create a story.
And, well, part of that is, but that's what makes it a picture intriguing. It's
love it.
where the idea of 1,000 is worth 1,000 words.
Yours is worth 10,000 words.
Thank you so much. You know, it is National Scrapbooking Day this weekend.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things where you can take a little bit of time, create a wonderful storytelling image. If we came up with this idea, because you know the Little Rascals?
Yes.
If the Little Rascals got together and said, hey, let's make a hot air balloon, this is what it would be.
That's so
That's
true.
what we decided to
Love
go
it.
with. So there's a little storytelling involved.
Okay. So
All right.
besides a couple little rascals, what else do we need to make?
Are
we the
really
little
cool?
Yes,
rascals?
you guys
I
are
think
my
we're
little
gonna help
rascals.
First thing is you determine what you're going to do this for. A little doggy, Muppet, maybe, Norbert.
Love to.
A baby like Parker,
Oh,
perhaps.
Alexandra.
So you need a basket. Alexandra's going to be a little bit bigger basket, but still could do
Okay,
it.
all
We could still
right.
do it. I just didn't have the
I'll
big
put her in a laundry
But you Need a
basket.
basket, okay? That's the first thing. Then you need some dowels to go up the sides. This is going to support your balloon.
Okay.
You need a beach ball, obviously,
All right.
that you see up here. Not a balloon filled with helium, which a lot of people would think. That was our obvious
Well, it
choice.
looks like it.
We created a little anchor to help hold things down because the Little Rascals wouldn't maybe have all that. So that's just a T-pipe, a PVC pipe
Okay.
with some dowels with it and styrofoam cut into triangles. You need a sandbag, which is just some fabric, some glue, some fabric tack, and some stuffing on the inside with a
Okay.
little twine.
All right.
And then, look, if you look at this, you think right away, wow, there's just a lot of intricate rope work.
Yes.
That's not the case
And
at
these
all.
knots.
They're not even tied. We made knots and then just glued them, and then
Smart.
glued the rope to the box, and then put the knots on it and glued it on to make it look like everything was tied together.
Thought of everything.
The only one that's really tied is the one on the anchor.
Which isn't really an anchor. By the way, that is a embroidery hoop on top of there, but you
wow,
could use a curtain rod.
smart.
And then some fabric scraps. You could even use like an old sock or part of a T-shirt or
sure,
something. 'Cause
yes.
that's all the kids would have when they put it together.
Okay.
All right, so let's start.
Just, no, with the patches.
Yes.
I see you've taped them to the ball. Is there a certain
Yeah.
type of glue we have to use for
Well,
that?
here's the glue situation, okay? The note on the glue is you cannot use hot glue anything connected to the beach ball because it could melt the beach ball. So you're going to use either spray glue or fabric tack.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Anything from the balloon on down, you can use hot glue.
Anything
So you're
from the
set
balloon,
there.
hot glue. Okay, but not on the actual balloon itself.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, I
So-
noticed our basket is missing its balloon.
Yes.
So I'm going to show you how we assembled this, okay?
Okay,
So
okay.
with the basket, you have inside these dowels, and they're just zip tied. You can see we zip tied them over here, and they're just held in.
Wow.
Okay.
Then we just started gluing rope to the outside. So I glued up the sides here, and then
And that's
this
with the
is
hot
just
glue.
connected. This is the hot glue, and this
Okay.
is just a piece of rope glued together with the knots glued at the top.
like this.
Yep.
Just like
and then
these.
you would take
All
another
right.
piece like this, and you would glue it around this side
make
over
it
here,
that.
and you would just make it around the outside because we're going to just kind of wedge this. I'm going to have you guys help me. We're going to
Yeah.
wedge the ball in there.
So it's going to look like it's floating because of the dowels and
Yes.
the rope.
This would be
Exactly.
so cute even in a kid's room.
Oh, I
yeah,
know.
it's really cute. So go ahead
Okay,
and pull it
just
out
barely.
just a little
Okay,
bit.
just about
All right.
there.
Good, right about there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now you're set, okay? That's all you really
This
need
is
to
so
do, and
cool,
you'll
Mark.
see how it in the front kind of comes together with the patches. Now I'm going to take this and set
Okay,
it on the
come over
floor
here.
over here by
Okay.
Marissa, because we're going to add the finishing touches.
Before
on
you do that, I want to know about this, the balloon knot.
whoops.
Oops.
Oh, it's top heavy right
It's
now.
starting to float away. The balloon knot is fantastic. Just a piece of leather that we zip tied, you can see here, and then we painted it. Same color to match the balloon, and then created just
Another
a
knot.
to cover this. And then this is glued up underneath the balloon.
Not with
Underneath.
hot glue.
No, this is done. You could use super glue if you wanted for this, or the
Okay.
other. This will take a little bit of time. You may want to flip it upside down and let it dry.
And all this stuff you can get at just your regular
is so-
like
yeah.
hardware store.
Just
This
cheap.
really
Well, a lot of
brings
this
it
is
to
all-
life.
Yeah, that brings
This
it to life.
really makes it, it gives it that, it really makes
Yes.
it look real.
I told you there's
This
nothing on
element
the
you don't need to do. It's not required, but we thought it would. This is just a fishnet that we got at a party store. It was very, very affordable. And then what you would do is, if we had it big enough, far enough, then you would just take it and glue it to the rope in the front,
To the
just like
rope.
we have above there, and voila, you have this sort of makeshift
That's
All right.
balloon.
Well,
prop.
now we've got the prop for your story, but now, you know, you are an amazing photographer, so we have to see how you made this
Well,
come to life in your
I
photos.
thought of Muppet a lot
I
in
know.
this. And of course, Norbert.
Of course.
So we put Norbert in this little basket here.
I want to see this. Let me move out of
And
the way.
we
Oh
put
my
him away.
gosh,
And there
look
he
at that,
is,
look.
floating over Los Angeles. Just
Oh, my
as peaceful as he
goodness.
can. Just enjoyed the view while he was up there. He came back eventually because
Did
the
he?
anchor, the
He
anchor
did.
brought him back down.
How did
sometime.
you make him
And
look
then-
like he's floating?
Well, I'll show you in a second. I want to show you Parker first, though. So this was Parker. We put her in. This was in the backyard, and she was just done. It's a little bit of Photoshop trickery, but let me show you.
Shh, don't say that. It's perfect.
Oh
This
my
is actually what it
gosh.
looked like when we took the picture. So she's perfectly safe. We actually bolted the basket to the board, clamped everything in, and Julie's right there with Parker. And then we just simply erased the other images around, and
Smile
voila.
on
I
her
know, look at
face.
She is having so much fun when she got in there. It was fantastic.
That is
This
the
is
greatest
great.
picture.
Yeah.
Oh, Muppet would have so much fun in here.
Oh, I know. I'm bringing him up.
I mean,
Yeah.
any
this
of your
has to stay here.
Here's what-
like any of your
'Cause
70 dogs.
I want
would
to
be
tell
good
you
in
this
here.
real quick because I know you're not a Photoshop enthusiast like I am.
I
What
wish.
you can do,
Oh, boy.
well, there goes the balloon.
Well,
what you can do,
floated.
real quick, what you can do is just take this, set it on a table somewhere if you wish. But when you photograph Muppet in it, make sure you're lower so you're shooting up, and
Okay.
try to have an open sky behind if you can.
So that way you
okay.
can.
So now it
makes
looks like
sense.
she's, up in the air doing her thing.
Love it.
And I'm sure there are apps too that we could probably
There are some
erase
apps that
something.
allow you to erase some of the
Can
things.
we make a human-sized one though? I mean, this is amazing.
I don't know if I'm breaking news here, but they actually make real
Oh wow.
hot air
No,
balloons.
but
You
ones
could go
that
up
don't
with
float away.
I like
do
this
that.
better.
You could probably figure out a way to do that.
We probably could. We could. That's a whole nother.
Okay,
that's a
well, I'm
whole
waiting
nother
for you to do
segment.
that next week.